Hello and welcome. My name is Don, and today I'm going to show you guys the best locations where you can kill each of these specific enemies that you need to kill to get the ingredients for the Dawning. Okay, so if we open up our quest tab here and we go ahead and go to the quest menu, then we go to Eva's Holiday Oven 2.0 and we go to details on that. And we go to this first section here, we'll see these 6 type of ingredients. So the first one is Vex Milk, which you obtain from killing Vex. The second one is Ether Cane, which you get from killing fallen enemies. The next one is Cabal Oil, which you get from killing Cabal. We have Chitin Powder, which you get from killing the Hive. We have Taken Butter, which you get from killing Taken. And we have Dark Ether Cane, which you get from killing the Scorn. So I'm going to show you the best locations for free-to-play and not free-to-play to get all of these different ingredients or to farm them. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and start with Vex Milk. So for Vex Milk, you're going to open up your map. You're going to go to Destinations. You're then going to go to the moon. And you're going to go to this fast travel point up here, Sorrow's Harbor. Now we're going to jump in here and then we will drive on our Sparrow to the best location to farm Vex. So once you've loaded into Sorrow's Harbor, you're just going to pull out your Sparrow here. And we're going to head over to this location. Now I will say that you can do it by just firing up the raid. But obviously for free to play, and also it's just better overall if you don't do that. Because you can just continuously refarm the area going in and out if you do it this way. So I did not really explain that, but from the spawn point, we just stick to the right and we go along the right-hand wall until we get to that bridge there. Then through the bridge, you just follow along this pathway here. There's only one way to go. And once we get through the second set of double archways here, then we're going to head to the left. And we're just going to stick onto the left-hand wall. We're going to continue along here to this cave on the left-hand side. And once you go through this cave, this will be the location for the Vex that will spawn, and then you can respawn them by running back up here where we just came from. So there's some Vex here right now. So we can go ahead here and kill these Vex. There is a Vex champion over to my right. So just be aware of that. That there's this big guy over here that we could kill if we did want. And then we can just go in here and kill the Vex with whatever weapons you want to kill them with. And then go ahead and farm it this way. Once you are done killing all the enemies, I will show you what to do. Okay, so I defeated all of the Vex here. There's 3 waves and then a boss Vex. You can also kill that Vex champion as well. So we've killed them, so what are we going to do now? Well, we're going to run back up here to this cave where we originally came from. And we're going to reset the instance and then come back. So we just keep running along this cave here. We're going to go out to the red arches. You can go ahead and jump back on your Sparrow here. And drive all the way back out. And when we get here, you can probably go a little bit shorter than this, but just to be safe, we're going to... Actually, I think we have to go through here until the wording on the bottom left-hand side of the screen changes. So I think that changes right up here, so we should be able to drive through here. And, okay, so we hit the loading screen. So once we hit this loading screen, Sorrow's Harbor, now we turn back around and we go back and do it again and farm the Vex again. So this is the fastest way for free to play. It might be a little bit faster for you if you're on PC with loading times, or maybe next gen on consoles, to go ahead and load into the raid if you do have that available, and then just, you know, load out and then load back into the raid, the beginning part. You don't actually start the raid, you just do this section of the raid and then go back to the beginning. But it's up to you which method you do want to use, but this is the fastest way to get Vex kills. So the next thing that we have here is Ether Cane. So it's going to be the best locations to kill Fallen. So I'm going to go ahead and figure that out, and I will see you guys in just a second here. So the fastest location I could think of to farm Fallen, you could go on Europa. There's quite a few Fallen there. Maybe you could do something with the raid if you have a group. But if you're solo, for free-to-play and non-free-to-play, the best thing I could think of would be to farm the Widow's Walk Lost Sector. So what you're going to do is go to your destinations, On your destinations, you're going to go to the EDZ, and in EDZ, you're going to go to Trossland. So let's go ahead, and once you're here, then you could simply jump on your Sparrow and drive over here, just ahead to the left here, jump off your Sparrow, and then run through this section here. Now we're just speeding through and killing these, but you would kill them with these specific weapons or supers, damage styles, so arc, solar void, for the specific ingredients that you're trying to farm. But you just go through here, you just kill these guys as quickly as possible here, and then you would simply be able to go back and do it again. And I will show you guys once I have completed this Lost Sector and killed all of the enemies. I will show you guys just how to quickly reset it. So I've completed the Lost Sector. I'm just going to claim the loot just because I'm already here. So what you would do is just open up your map, and you would go through here, and you would simply go and run the Lost Sector again. It is super simple. You can literally clear this Lost Sector in like 30 seconds. And then if you have a decently fast PC, or something with an SSD or a next-gen console, then we would simply jump back on our Sparrow and go through and do this again. So like I said, there are probably some other ways that you can do this with friends, or if you have a group, your clan or something. But this is the fastest solo way that I could find to farm out Fallen kills or Aethercane. So let's go ahead and open up our menu here, and let's open up the Holiday Oven, and the next one here is Cabal Oil. So for Cabal Oil, if we open up our map, the interesting thing about Cabal Oil is that because of the removal of Leviathan, there's no like insane way to kill Cabal anymore, of my knowledge. So the best thing that you're going to be able to do is go through on Nessus and the EDZ and look for public events, but look for the Cabal Drill public events. So the Cabal Drill public events go in the Sludge, they go in Winding Cove, and they go in the Gulch. So you would go through and look for those specific events to be able to kill the Cabal, effectively. And you just farm out as many of Cabal as you can for those events, and then you're going to go back and look for them again. You could do this while you're doing other things. So you could just be here, you could be farming, let's say, the Vex method, or you could be in Trossland, you could be farming the Lost Sector method, and every time you open up the map to reset the Lost Sector, you could simply look and see where the public events are. Then you could go to that landing zone and then go and check out the public event, see if it's the one that you're looking for, or once you get the hang of this, you'll find the exact locations. In the Sludge and the Winding Cove is always the right event, and in the Gulch you'll see if the locations are the correct spot to be the event that you're looking for. So this is where the drill spawns in the Gulch, and I believe that the drill spawns over here in the Sludge. But you would look through and see that, and then you could farm them out that way. You wouldn't have to specifically, be sitting here waiting for those events to come up. You would just do them whenever was convenient for you. So I'm just putting this part in after editing, but if you go to Trossland in the EDZ again, and you go to the right hand side over here, sometimes when you spawn in, there will be, it will say that the two factions or something, there's something going on, and the Fallen and the Cabal are warring. And when that happens, the Cabal will literally just keep dropping continuously in drop pods in this area right here. So if you're doing this method where you're farming out Fallen kills through this Lost Sector, and you see this come up, you can come over here and just farm a ton of Cabal. Just continuously farm out the Cabal. So we're going to go ahead and open up our quest tab here. I'm not going to go and do a public event because you all know how to do it, and you don't need to get it heroic anyways. Because when you get a heroic, generally speaking, people just melt the bosses anyways. So we're going to go ahead and open up the oven here, and the next one here is chitin powder. This is by far the easiest one to do. Super simple. So we're going to go to the moon. And on the moon, we're going to go back to Sorrow's Harbor. So I'm going to see you guys in Sorrow's Harbor in just a second. Okay, so we've loaded into Sorrow's Harbor, and now we're looking for these two things here. to this green like misty stuff that goes in the air, or this big ass thing over here. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna run up, and when you start this, it's just going to be a boss. But once we kill this boss, then the other guys will spawn, and then we simply farm them out. And this will be by far the best method to farm out chitin powder. And if you have Wither Horde, it's super simple. If you don't, you can very easily just kill these enemies. But with Wither Horde, you literally just keep putting this right at the entrance. And this is by far the easiest farm for any ingredient to get in the Dawning. And you can go through and do this. When you get to the higher levels, the enemies do get a little bit more powerful, but they're still extremely farmable. What you could do is just leave the area and come back. And then it would give you a new instance, hopefully. And then you could just do it that way if you were finding that it was taking too long to farm the little bit more powerful enemies. But anyways, guys, that is how you do the chitin powder farm. Okay, so the best location that I can think of for any solo person to very easily kill Taken is just going to be on the EDZ. So you go to the EDZ and you're going to go to the bottom right hand corner to the Lake of Shadows. Now, if you farm out the Lake of Shadows, if you do have a team, you can farm it out very quickly and get a ton of Taken kills by doing that. There is also a couple methods that you can do with the Last Witch raid, which requires the Forsaken DLC, but they're more complicated than I know how to do on it. Or they're not super complicated, but I've never done them before. So this would be, for the average player, I would say the best way is just to farm out the Lake of Shadows Strike on the EDZ. So lastly, if we look at the ingredients here, the last set of enemies that you need to kill a bunch of are Scorn, and I'm going to show you guys the best method to do that on screen right now. This is a public event that pops up. If you look at the map, it pops up over here in the Strand. Now, doing this public event is probably the fastest way, although there is another public event that pops up over here that does not last quite as long, and there is the two warring factions where you can have the Taken and the Scorn fighting each other as well over here in the Dystalian Mists. But I would say do not do this Lost Sector. I know it's been recommended in a few videos. Do not do the Bay of Drowned Wishes because the Scarab kills do not count towards the quest. This location here is definitely the most abundant Scorn option. It depends how long the public event lasts. I'm not too sure on that because I only just got here, but this is definitely the most efficient way to do it, as there's just an insane amount of Scorn that just continuously spawn all around you and you just fight them non-stop pretty much. So I would say that this is probably the best method here, and this is located in the Dreaming City if I didn't mention that, and on the spot I mentioned earlier in the video on the map. So this is definitely the quickest way to get, I'd say, Dark Ether, and to get, which is the ingredient for the Dawning. So that is a video on the best locations that I could think of for mostly, I would say, solo players or just in general. When you're farming out these kinds of things, you do generally want to be solo. Like I said, there are a couple of other Taken methods, but for the average player, I would say that this is the best way to go about it, to get all of the different ingredients that you need for the Dawning. And while you're going for the specific ones for certain enemies, like I mentioned earlier, you can go through and use your specific weapons or your supers and things like that, and be gathering the secondary ingredients or the rare ingredients for the Dawning as well. But anyways, guys, I hope this video helped. If it did, consider subscribing to the channel for more videos just like this one to help you guys get the most out of Destiny 2. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great day, everybody.
Now it's 2020, clear as tile, Lexus clear as day. No longer move around in fear, disarray. Pray you hear me like the winter wind against your window.